Hello, my name is Kelly Bluen. I am a certified Zentangle teacher. Welcome to the January Challenge, a fragment of your imagination. We are on day 22 of this beautiful challenge, where every day we take a fragment suggested by the group 7 Forests, 5 Rivers, and we get to play with it. So I am using my document that I created so that I can draw the fragments inside these little shapes. And this is available underneath this video in the description. You can download it and print it if you would like. You can also visit 7 Forests, 5 Rivers and get their packet of beautiful information and illustrations. Okay, today is day 22. Let's look at our list. It says Firhelix by, and I'm not even going to try to say the name because I know I'm going to say it wrong, but a CZT is a lovely, elegant floral fragment. And there it is. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, so in this little diagram, I made 5 spots for us to play with it. And I don't think I need my pencil yet, so I'm just going to go ahead and pick up my pen, and I'm going to start up here in this left-hand corner. Okay. All right, so to make this one, we're going to put a line horizontal and a line vertical. And in the center of that, we're going to put a little black circle. Okay. And then we make these petals, and these petals are going to come off the top, and then they're going to come back around to that circle. So like this. And we're just doing the one side. So the next one is going to be on this side. And the next one is on this side. And then this side looks like a pinwheel. And then we go back up to that first one and we do that same thing, but we come down and stop at that next petal. Come down and stop. You can turn your paper if it's easier for you. Look at how pretty that is. All right, the next thing that she does, is to aura each of these sections. So we're just putting these little lines right alongside those petals. And then inking in that space that is left. So beautiful. Okay, we did one. All right, I'm going to do the exact same thing over here in this corner. Okay, and then maybe we'll change it up in the center ones. So I'm going to go across, and then I'm going to come down. Put in that circle in the center. We start at the top, and we're going to go down to the left and curve down to that circle. We're going to do that to each of these lines. And then the opposite side, come down until you reach that other petal. Add in those auras and ink in the extra space. That little aura adds so much. Okay, we did 2 of them. Okay, now I'm going to go up here to this top one. I'm going to make my horizontal line and my vertical line. And all I'm going to do different on this one is when I make the circle, I'm going to leave a little bit of an area for a sparkle or a reflection. So I'm just going to put this little circle right there in that corner. And then when I come down to make this petal, instead of just doing a curve, I'm going to make it a little fancy. So I'm going to come down and swoop out, just giving it like a little belly. So down and swoop out. Down and swoop out. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the opposite side, which we're just going to go down and swoop a little bit. Down and out a little. Look at how different that one looks compared to those. I'm going to do the auras, which are also going to look a little bit different. I like how that looks. All right, do you like that one? I feel like I need to add a couple little like flick marks. There we go. All right, I'm going to do the same thing over here. So I'm going to put that little circle in right there so that I get that reflection. And then I'm going to do those fancier designs, fancier petals. And aura and fill in. It's amazing the designs you can fit in these teeny tiny spaces. Add those little flicks to give it some little details. Okay. If you need to catch up, go ahead and pause. And then for the center one, I'm just going to do something a little bit different. So I'm going to make my horizontal line, but I'm not going to make my vertical one quite yet. So instead of coming straight down, I'm actually going to do an X and turn this into like a pie with 6 sides. So I'm going to go like that and that. And I'm going to put just a small circle in the middle. Then I'm going to go on that left-hand side of the line. I'm just going to do that curve and that curve. And then I go the opposite way. So look how different that looks from the ones with the 4. Just a small variation. And then on the outside, instead of auraing it, because I don't have a lot of space, I'm going to put in some striping. And you, of course, are able to do whatever you want. You can do striping, you can fill the whole thing in with dark ink, or you can go ahead and aura it. But I'm just going to do this just to show you a variation. And then I'm going to do something inside these petals. On that right-hand side, I'm just going to put a couple little dots. 1, 2. Just as a reminder that you can do whatever you want in these. I'm going to come up here to this one, and on that right-hand side, I'm going to put in some little diagonal lines. You don't have to do this part. But that's kind of fun. All right, I'm going to add an aura around the center circle. So I'm just putting in this like border around it. Just to kind of make that different than the outside ones. And if you want, you can aura the rest of them. I just kind of wanted to do the center. All right, so for shading for this one, I'm not going to do a lot, but I am going to go around those center circles. Push those out and around just the slightest bit because they're such small areas. And then if you would like a little bit of detail on each of these, like where one tucks under the other, we can add a little bit of shading. It's such a small area. I won't even be able to tell. But it just gives that little shadow as those tuck underneath each other. feel like I'm working in miniatures here. Again, you can skip this part, but I did want to show you. And this would be a really fun one to make on a larger scale, not so tiny. And then I'm just going to do that tiny bit on each of these where they overlap. Okay, that's enough tiny details, I think, but there you go. That was Firhelix, I believe is how you say it. So I hope that you enjoyed that. As I sit here and look at it, I do want to add an aura around the whole thing. Even though circle auras for me are really tricky, I just feel like these need a little frame. Look at how wobbly and uneven that is, but that's okay. I just enjoy how that looks. I feel like at the end of every video, I'm just about to say goodbye, and then I'm like, wait, one more thing. All right, that looks better to me for some reason. I just like it. Okay, there we go for Helix, and we will see you tomorrow for January 23rd. Thank you so much. Please follow me on Facebook at Let's Tangle so you can share your work and see what other people are doing. All right, thanks. Bye-bye.